when you're looking at being wide open, wide awake, fully alert, and so forth, this is where your whole life stream starts to take off. And you, your body principle, your life stream, without letting things become very invasive, very engaged, overwhelming, yada, 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 this is where things become so all over the place, is when you have to all of a sudden create a big giant focal point. And that's where things get really funky for yourself. Because right now, can we all not have a focal point? Just let oneself open and open, nothing to process, nothing to look at, nothing to come to terms with, except letting yourself thoroughly, completely, totally, innately be yourself, enjoy oneself, nothing to believe in, nothing to get hijacked into, nothing about nothing, but nothing about nothing about nothing, except enjoyment. And even if you don't want to play with enjoyment, forget about that. Just let yourself enjoy oneself. Just let it be what it is. Because now we're playing with total, complete openness within your whole life stream, and your whole life stream beginning to move, open, flourish, amplify, radiate, emanate, but also letting yourself come forth through the physical embodiment, beyond the psyche, all the way through the subpsyche, all the way through your own essence, bypassing the soul level of consciousness, bypassing all the conflicted states, perception belief systems, ideological states, all the emotional traits and states that have been singing and dancing, that have been affecting your life stream, been affecting your body principle, been affecting all the outcomes of consciousness within your world, been affecting all the outcomes of consciousness within all the worlds around you, and also been pushing away all these instruments that are coming forth within your life stream. When you're putting it out for your big guns to take command, and your big guns say, hey, got it, watch this. We're going to bring this brother forth, that brother forth, this opportunity forth, that opportunity forth. We're going to steer this, and steer that, and steer that, and steer this. Open up this, open up that. And it hurt. I'm not willing to go there, but maybe over here. I can come out of the cave a little bit. On my terms. All right? Now, what are my terms is the part that becomes peculiar. Because my terms, what are my terms? So what are the terms that we have when playing with all the humanity? Or our live streams? Do you have the microphone? Anyone have the comment on that one? What are the terms? They're not bad terms, they're not good terms. They're just terms.
I think we like things to turn out the way we want them to look.
That's what I was waiting for. So when we look at things for wanting them to turn out the way that we want them to turn out, what does that look like?
Things that we think will make us happy and fulfill us in some way.
Mm-hmm. Such as? Relationships versus relationships. All right? Because we have two facets. We have relationships and relationships. All right? So we think we want a relationship. It isn't odd when it turns into a relationship. We thought we wanted it. But holy moly, this here brother has more baggage than disposal company. All right? But we thought we wanted it. Okay? So we thought we wanted it on your terms. And now we have to make it work. Because if you don't, now we're getting wrapped up in perceptual judgments about yourself when they're carrying the disposal factory within their abdomen. Okay? But for somehow, things got twisted, turned and twisted to become about yourself. Because remember, you wanted that. All right? Those are your terms. But when we play with other terms, what other terms do we want things to look like?
Like maybe what society would want to look like, our neighbors or something, present an image to somebody else.
So the battle of the Joneses, right? Which is quite curious, because if my neighbor gets a Mercedes, I've got to get one, but one style up, right? If they make brownies, I have to make the magic brownies, so... All right? And if they get cookies, I've got to make the next one for Mrs. Fields. All right? So now we have a real battle on our terms. Only our terms. No good, no bad, no right, no wrong, just our terms. Or we can be enlightened, rise above it, and enjoy the cookies and the brownies and borrow their car. Right? Or we can borrow and park in our garage so it looks pretty. But still, we're still playing with denial because you still don't have the pink slip. unless they fall off a cliff somehow. All right? I'm not going to tell them how, but a little bit of push. Dear brothers sometimes need a push. But regardless, those are all these colorful terms. But what happens when there are no terms?
Well, then you'd be a lot happier, and like you said, going with the flow and being at peace with what presents.
Why don't I simplify it? Becomes scary as hell. That's the truth of it. It sounds pretty, and I'm teasing you about it because it is scary as anything. To have no terms, to have no expectations. It seems that you're going to exist rather than live. And if you're existing, you're not living. We can even go into stagnation. Because we all know what happens when you become stagnated, right? Viruses, candida overgrowth, all kinds of fun things. Now, in achiness, joint dysfunctionings, and all this fun stuff, but what happens when none of that's true, except you start to become open to everything. So now we don't have any terms, we don't have any wantings, but we get to start letting things work for you rather than working against it.